Right guys, how we all doing? So, quick vlog just to kind of do a tiny review, well tiny, I might yap on a bit, a review for you guys about the Bolt V2. A few of you eagle-eyed people have been, hang on Jace, you're a Garmin user, you've got Garmin venues, Garmin Forerunners, all sorts of stuff. I know you used to have Garmin Vector pedals. I do, I love Garmin, and the reason I love Garmin is because of the Connect system. When I was really into training and when I was down at 14 stone, I was keeping an eye on my food and I was keeping an eye on what I was doing. Garmin Connect is the best software out there if you learn to use it. People say Garmin Connect is glitchy, Garmin Connect is crap. They ain't got a clue. They ain't using it correctly. They can't be using it correctly because if you know what you're doing, it is a very accomplished bit of software with lots. You can dive into the Garmin Connect ecosystem and yes, you can get lost. But if you're someone who if you're data nerds and analysis, somebody who also has people around them who are willing to train them, it's fantastic. There's not much out there. I'm just moving the camera. There you go. That was seamless, wasn't it? Anyway, brilliant. So guys, this ain't I've gone the Wahoo, you Garmin. You know, this is me going to tell you why, well spotted, I've ended up with this. Basically, quick history of computers. I've always had Garmin's on and off throughout the years. I have tried other brands in between. Famously, I had on my old channel, the Crew Hammerheads, the one that tried to burn my house down whilst being charged in the night, to which Crew would say would never happen, even though the battery cell had puffed because of the charging software on the system was crap. Anyway, that was that. Then I went back to Garmin. I had my last one was the 830, which I run side by side with this. So I had the Garmin 830 and this running side by side. So why when this came out did I dive back in on it straight away? Well, it's simple. There's one thing I love about Wahoo's. So I've had a few. I've had the Element and I've had the Bolt V1, which both sadly had kind of hardware issues. The Element kept misting up, and I got a second one which was brand new, which I swapped with somebody for something else, and that one's never had an issue with that. Then I had my original Bolt V1s, which I had button issues with. But you know, so if anyone says, "Oh, I've had Wahoo and they're unbreakable and the software's unbreakable," rubbish. Just like Garmin, just like any other brand, you know, if you sell lots and lots of any product, there are going to be issues with some of those products. And the more product you sell, the more potential for issues with individual units. Simple as that. You know, you'll hear people saying Toyota RAV4's the most bomb-proof car ever. But then there are people out there who've had Toyota RAV4's and they've been nothing but a pain in the arse. It's just the luck of the draw sometimes. So anyway, let's get that analogy out of the way. Boom. So why? Why did I go back to this? Well, actually it's for that. That's got no backlight on at the moment. The contrast of the screen is second to none. It is so easy. This is a little screen, and yet look how big the numbers are. And it's because of this. And if Garmin had only sorted their screen contrast out and done a simple zoom feature like this, I probably would have stuck the 830. However, as soon as I saw how clear this screen was and easy to see on the go, it was a win-win. That's the size I usually have it at, and it's brilliant. Again, at the moment, let's see if I can turn it away from the sun so the light kicks in. There you go. So the light at the moment is on about 30%, I think I've got it set to. And as you can see, you know, if I zoom, let's get the buttons right, zoom in and out, absolutely, the contrast is beautiful. And I love it. The way it uses colours, so I've got beats per minute on there. You know, when you're in zone 1, it just stays the colour it is at the moment. The little block behind, so where it's got the beats per minute, that changes colours. So I think it goes green for zone 2, yellow for zone 3, zone 4 is orange, zone 5 is red. Great use of colours, really vivid colours, very as clear as what you're seeing now. Brilliant. It just uses colours perfectly. It doesn't throw them on there because it can. It's very clever. It's using stuff to just guide you, like the use of the LEDs. As you can see, my speed is black, and that's because my speed is associated with the LEDs along the top. You can just about see them hidden in the top here. That shows me my average speed. If my LEDs light up going down into the oranges and reds, I'm below my average speed. If it goes white, blue and up, I'm above my average speed. So if I want to pace myself and I'm out happy and I'm happy, thinking, you know what, I'm cruising on, I'm really happy with speed, I can use that just to help guide me a little bit. And also I like having it because I like the contrast for the speed being easy to be black backgrounds and the white or the standard screen color that's there now. For me, that is just so easy to see. And then when I haven't got a heart rate monitor on, I have this screen which is speed and RPM. Perfect. For me, lots of people might have power set up as their field there. Now, setup. The other thing, Wahoo, so easy. The Wahoo app basically scans a Q code on the unit when you first get it. They link, job done. You can then go in and set your pages up. As you've seen, I've got all the data fields I need set up on here. It is hard trying to aim this with the sun coming through the window, but out on the bike you never get those issues. Let's go here. I think that's the page, but I'm looking at back to front. That's the climbing page, so that shows heart rate, zone, grade, miles per hour. Here there's a nice little kind of graphics that goes up as you're climbing. That's my map page showing me where I am at the moment, and then back to that page, and again, I don't need lots and lots of pages. My Garmin's, I used to have up to 3 pages set up just for data fields because I like the numbers to be big and clear. But even then, even with my 830 and my 1030, I had to go into Garmin Connect IQ store, download the bold digits app to try and make the all the fonts bigger. But even then, they're nowhere near the size of this. In fact, I would say the biggest the Garmin ever got to was about that size. That was them set on big with the bold font IQ on. Where this, yeah, if you've got issues with your eyesight and you like to see your speed easy, you ain't gonna go wrong with this. Even though it's a small screen, don't look at the screen size and think I can't live with that, because you can. How does it navigate? True real world navigation. Run it alongside the 830. If you go wrong and turn off, it will re-navigate you on. It's not like the old one where it just would go, oh, do U-turn, go back, do U-turn, go back. Or if you're back on course, you're back on course. This has proper real world navigation like a TomTom or like your phone. It will teach you and tell you through where you're going. It learns where you are and learns where you've gone wrong. It physically knows where you are on the road. It's not just using cue points to throw info to you. Also, the LEDs at the top, when you're coming up to a junction, they start shooting right to left or left to right, depending on which way you go. If it's coming up to a stop, it gives you a nice big alert. It works with my radar, fantastic. My Garmin radar, again, see, I am invested in Garmin. Garmin radar, if someone's coming in too fast, all the LEDs go absolutely mental at the top, red and flashing, to say someone's coming in quick. The beeper on this is way louder than the Garmin beeper, so far better if you are using a radar. Not quite as pretty noises as Garmin, but they are louder. So yeah, it does absolutely everything I need, simply but clearly. And it's the clarity that I absolutely love about this unit. I can only imagine that when they make if you've got a Wahoo Roam, don't think your screen is similar to this. It's not. The Wahoo Roam screen looks washed out and faded compared to this. A bit like the Garmin screens look a bit washed out and faded compared to these. My little phone here in front of a window isn't doing us any favours. It is absolutely the most easy to read computer I've ever used. And I love it. Absolutely love it to bits for that. And it's the simplicity that makes it a joy to use. So if you're someone who's looking at it but thinking, oh, it's too small, don't worry about that, it's fine. If you're really worried, wait until they update the Roam. There has to be a Wahoo Roam 2 coming out with a similar screen tech, if not better, and processor unit and colours. Because the Roam, I think, has only got 16 colours. It's got a slower processor but a bigger screen. Battery life. I've just done 142 miles of Ride London. 142 miles, and you know, the whole day I turned it on at 3:30 in the morning, and I didn't turn it off until we got back to my mate's house at night. So for every feed station, for the starts, for the finishes, for the yapping, the chatting, the stopping, you know, the traffic lights on the way home, the McDonald's on the way home, you know, the whole lot, it was down to 46%, and that was over well over 9 hours, 10 hours of use. So you know, they say it can get over 15 hours. I believe them. You know, and a 15-hour day would be a long day, because my 142 miles for me was a long day. And this performed absolutely spot on the whole way around. I turned it on at the beginning, we pressed go at my mate's house, and I didn't touch it for the rest of the day other than to zoom in and out the screen a few times, and that was it. So yeah, guys, have I had issues? Yeah, I've had a couple of issues. If it's 10 degrees in here, this will say it's 12. If I'm out riding with friends and their Garmin say 20, it say 22. It seems to always be 2 degrees higher than what it actually is. I don't know what that is. It just is. I reckon the sensor for temperature must be near the processor or battery. I think they need to play with the software a bit to bring that in line, because it's a constant, always 2 degrees above. The other issue I had is when I first had it, if I'm approaching a junction navigation wise, it was 20 yards out. You'd be at the junction and still be counting you down 20 yards to the junction. But bizarrely on the map, you could see you were on the junction, but the queue countdown was 20 yards out. But that's it. That's my only issues I've had with it. Yeah, you know, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. You will hear people saying, "Oh, I have issues with Wahoo and Strava." That's usually actually a app to app issue. When Strava does updates, you know, it takes a while for these guys to catch up with the updates. Vice versa, if they do an update and then discover that doesn't work very well, you know, with Strava, things got to be sorted. But on the whole, I've never had any issues. I get back from a ride. Okay, Ride London, I got to a friend's house, was thinking, what the hell's, for a while, scratching my head going, why the bloody hell am I not getting any info here? And what's going on? Only to discover that somehow, I think when I was at McDonald's farting around texting people, I turned off Bluetooth. Not sure how. So actually, this wasn't connected to my phone. So that's my fault, user error. But sometimes there's simple things like that catch you out, especially when you're tired. Anyway, guys, Wahoo, love it to bits. Who do I recommend for? Anybody who wants a computer and is happy with the majority of the information that you get off computers. If, however, you are an absolute data freak, nerd geek who wants to dive into every single type of data everywhere and know that your online system has a full ability to manipulate that data, then maybe look at Garmin and learn how to use Garmin Connect. But don't forget, these do connect up to Trainer Roads, and you can use these Commute and Strava, and so you can still regain a lot of that through other apps. But if you get a Garmin Connect's free. You're not paying for it. It does everything Strava does, everything Trainer Road does, and so much more. That's why people don't like Garmin Connect. They slag it off because they don't understand it. So there you go, guys. Looking for a computer? You've been looking at these things, shall I? I can fully recommend it. I'm happy with it, and it's staying. In fact, I sold my 830 to keep this. Power off. This is the other thing as well. So when you do a power off, look, there you go. That came up about 36% then, I think. That's because I've had it on for quite a while today, playing around with bits and bobs. So I've used another 10%, and I've tried to shoot this video 3 times, and every time I cock up because I don't have anything in front of me. I don't follow any scripts. I just yap crap. Right, so there you go, guys. That's my look on the Wahoo Bolt V2. Yeah, love it to bits, and I hope you're all well. And if you've done Ride London, well done. And I will catch you all guys out on the road, hopefully. Ride safe.